I'm alive! Don't worry. Sorry for disappearing. We just had school decide to kick it into high gear for the last month, so I didn't really have time to do anything else. So what we're going to be doing today is a twist on mill. I wanted to work with the mill core a bit with the maddening cacophony and the archive traps and the crabs. And in somebody suggested Scapeshift as a way to combo with the crabs. So I started thinking, okay, we take our main mill core of 16 cards, and then we run Scapeshift as a way to just, oh, we have a crab out and we have a Scapeshift in hand. You now have no library. Sounds good. And so we went with that for our main idea. And then we said, okay, how can we make this a bit better than just this one idea? Well, Goyf, card that works real well with our opponent's graveyard. Uro, because we're in blue and green, why not be able to draw some cards? And then if we need to, we can self-mill ourselves a bit using Crab to get to the point where we have Uro online. A Splendid Reclamation as a way to return all the land cards from our graveyard to the battlefield. Not necessarily fantastic, but we'll see how this goes. And then a Wrenn and 6 as a way to get lands from the graveyard back to our hand. For removal, we're running a pair of bolts in the main and a pair of bolts in the sideboard. Not a lot, so we'll see how that goes. And we're also running Surgical Extraction as a way to deal with if they have mill hate. For our sideboard, we've got Engineered Explosives. Since we're in 3 colors, we can hit 0, 1, 2, and 3, which is plenty. We have Pithing Needle for those pesky planeswalkers that we need to take care of. Ashiok is a way to stop other people from searching, and a way to mill them more or exile. Veil of Summer for the counter magic matchups. Again, those additional pair of bolts if we need more removal. And Surgical in case. And then a Set Adrift and an Echoing Truth to deal with things like Blood Moon. And then Aether Gust, just as another strong card. We'll be taking this into some Q games instead of the typical league that we do, because this isn't, I haven't really tested it. We're gonna see how this goes. So see you guys there. Hopefully we'll have some fun. Okay, so I know I said we were gonna do Q games, but they were taking a while, so we went into a league and we'll see how we can do. We've got the Wrenn and 6, but we don't have anything else. So let's mulligan this. We've got Crab, 1 land. We can pitch a Wrenn. Just because we're not getting those 2 other colors anytime soon, is my guess. Okay, facing Sonkers with a Dark Slick Shores. We'll go ahead and play out the Ruin Crab and pass the turn. Okay, I'm thinking we're probably facing mill here. Second crab. We have to put this into play tapped, and we will yield to the crab triggers. Yeah, it's some form of mill. So it looks like it's actually rogues, not necessarily mill. Bit unfortunate, but hey. We now need to hit running land drops here. Okay, so we're gonna get 2 Soaring Thief triggers. Ideally, we want access to one of our 2 other colors. Yeah, well, hey, look, there's an Uro. That's actually probably the best draw we could have had there. Because this, shock it in, mill them 2. They've got 1 blue left. We can go ahead and take out Soaring Thought Thief, and maddening them. Alright, we are still a ways away from being able to Uro, but hey. Do that, pass the turn. They get in for one, we mill over another Uro and a Misty. Unfortunate. So they've got the mana here to Cryptic us. Drown in the Lock, destroy a crab. Sure. So they don't have to mill as much if we hit a land here. Surgical Extraction. Anything I don't want them to have. What does this do? There's 3 in the yard anyway, so that's not worth it. Okay. We'll wait, and then on their draw step, go ahead and try to peel off a drown from them. Cast Eat this drown to remove counter magic. Just give us a bit of information as to what they've got going on. Or they'll have a drown to kill our crab. Okay. So their hand is leak, cling. Do they ever search? They've got a couple searches. Okay. But other than that, we're just looking at leaks. Move that stop. We now need to get cards out of our graveyard, which, funnily enough, this does a real good job at doing. To fetch, we have to get a breeding pool here, which is going to hurt. Green, green, blue, blue. This, that. Uro and a crab. There we go. And I'm assuming this gets leaked. We're not going to be able to stop that, but we at least reduce the amount of cards in our graveyard a bit here. So that this goes down to 1 next turn. Oh yes, do it. Fetch, opponent. Fetch. You know you want to. You know you want to. We're down to 6. If they fetch, they lose. Not necessarily. They cling the Uro. Sure. Mistakes have been made with exiling the other Uro. Scalding Tarn here is interesting. We'll do this and pass. They do not fetch. Milled over a Scapeshift. We go down to 4. They didn't have any bolts that I saw. That can resolve. Do that. Do Mystic Sanctuary. But Maddening on top. See if this archive trap resolves. I'm assuming it doesn't, since we know that they've got one mana leak in hand. That will get countered. And now our issue is they've got lethal on board. I don't think we have a way around this at this point. So we go ahead and concede. Okay, rogues, we want bolts. The extractions are mediocre. We'll take those out. They have counter magic, so Veil doesn't look terrible. A lot of their permanents are low CMC, typically 1 or 2. So EE doesn't look awful. We need to cut 4. They've got a bit of searching, but not a lot. So it's shave on 2 traps here. Arguably can cut. Well, shave a Goyf, shave a Pony. Go more, and we'll keep in the Goyf. I want to go. We'll be less on our own mill plan, and more on the plan of mid-range aggro. We'll actually take out a Ruin Crab here. Because Cohesion Crabs we can hit ourselves to fuel arrows. We now need to just... So hand doesn't do much, but it's got 3 lands. And we've got a mill start and a way to creature interaction. We'll try it. We can probably draw stuff. Play the Triome, pass the turn. Dark Slick. And it comes back. Sweet. You... We have no need for a second mana source right now. In step, we'll go ahead and crack, get ourselves blue-red or blue-green. Blue-green, we already have access to our 1 red. All right. See, this puts us in an interesting position. Wanna lead on crab. Cool. We'll mill ourselves 3. And then we've got plenty of cards in the yard for Uro. Push. Veil. Get ourselves steam vents. We'll not pay the life. Mill them. Okay. Let's see what they do here. They have the second push. Unfortunate. And they've got enough up here. Do that arrow here. Doesn't matter, arrow dies. Then we can put a land into play. Okay, 2. We can't play the arrow, but we can get down this Tarmogoyf. And then we have arrow next turn. Drown. Oh, just a soaring. Okay. 2-3 versus 3-4. However, their 2-3 has flying, or 3-4 does not. Yep, we'll mill too. Scapeshift was milled over. That's a fun one. Let's see how we can do. Goyf is a 4-5. What do they have in yard? Land creature instant. Go ahead and swing with the Goyf. And then green, green, blue, undo. Blue, we can get rid of a creature. Instant, instant. Land. Land. Bait the fact that we might have another magic. Thieves Guild Enforcer comes down, sure. They go ahead and mill us for 2. Hitting Snow-Covered Forest and an orb. Then Aether Gusts puts it on top or bottom. And we'll go on top, makes it so you don't want to mill us. And then if they go to cast a rogue, we can destroy the Thieves Guild Enforcer. We are down a significant amount on the clock, though. This is just one trigger, right? Whenever one or more, yes, it's only one trigger. Costs ninjutsu. Okay, what is this though? A 2-3? Hold it? Sure. You got to draw a card. I hope that card draw was worth it, opponent. So again, they have instant land creature. Green, green, undo. Tap one of these for blue. Do that. One. Want to keep artifact. Instant, instant, instant. Creature. Arrow happens. Put in a land. We'll play a land for the turn. We'll go ahead and get rid of this guy because that's real annoying. And we'll mill them for 8. And swing for 5. Makes it so we've got lethal on board. Shocks in the watery grave. Makes sense since it doesn't really change what our clock is. It's funny. Fetch land, sanctuary, get Scapeshift, swing with arrow. Then be able to Scapeshift, sack all of our lands, Field of the Dead. Blood Chief's Thirsts, sure. Gets rid of the Goyf. Mills over another arrow. Not bad for us. We go down. We know that they've got their flash death touch, dude. Unmoored Ego. Choose a card name. Go right ahead. Name Scapeshift. There's one other Scapeshift in the entire deck. That is not the card to name. Two cards get exiled. Oh, but that was exactly the card for them to name, apparently. So, what can we do here? Scalding Tarn, go get Mystic Sanctuary. Mystic Sanctuary can bring back Bolt. We then get to Bolt the Rogue. In all honesty, I think as we just take the draw here and gain the life. No. Because we know that they've got their flash person. So that comes in. Mystic Sanctuary. Mystic Sanctuary, put Bolt on top. Put Bolt into hand to draw 3. Here, put Bolt into hand and gain some life. Okay, yeah. Opponent conceded. Opponent's like, nope, you had the visions. Okay. So visions doesn't feel great, but it's still what we want. I think we definitely just send this back. It feels fine. It feels clunky overall, but it's fun. It's definitely a fun idea. Okay, we have Field, we have Crab, we have Veil. All we're missing is like an arrow here. Yeah, you have your Merfolk. There's a Goyf. Very nice, very nice. So we'll have access to all 3 colors. Okay, there's... They go ahead and they push, sure. Understandable to push. Then another Merfolk. So this is one that deals damage, will mill a card, right? All right. Okay. We lose a Scalding Tarn. That's fine. This will go get Breeding Pool. Shock it in. Goif Boy. They get in for 2, mill us for 2, that's fine. Always shield to those. Hey, there's a Ren and 6. That would have been nice. Okay. Feels pretty good. Do that. We can begin combat. They could flash in nothing that we're afraid of. When we have Bolt and Veil. Next turn we can Splendid Reclamation. So I want to turn off auto yields. Let this part resolve. Sorry, we get mill triggers on the stack. Now we can pay 1 and bolt. So in theory, this will happen. They lose their guy. We mill over 2. We hit a good number of different names. We go get Basic Island here. Ooh, Forest. I kind of like holding back. We'll go Field of the Dead here, so that way we've got 2 of them. And then we'll just pass. Yep, we go down to 9. We draw, and we draw a land that's a different name. Splendid Reclamation. Paying costs. Aether Gust. Of course. Of course it's Aether Gust. Okay, well, we'll put it on top. Block damage, and we'll Veil. Draw the card. Surgical Extraction's the lightning bolt. So that way we shuffle. Okay. I mean, it still shuffles, so it'll still be in there. It hits all 4. Then we get Veil. We draw a Goyf. That's fine. Goyf doubles our clock, so. This Windrobber is probably going to have to start just holding back. Yep, we mill 1. We milled over Cacavoni. Archive Trap, huh? Play out the forest. Move to combat. Swing for 5. Opponent takes it. We'll play out Goyf 2. Okay, they drown it. Makes it so they're not dead on board. They hold back. Okay. Oh, what a wonderful card. Engineered Explosives on 1. Force of Negation. Okay. Fine by me. Combat, swing for 5. Assuming this is going to be a block. Yep. And draws a card. And play out that. Blue, blue, 1/1, this. Archive Trap, yeah. There we go. When it's paying costs, they cling our Renin 6. Okay. Do we have anything worth grabbing? Not really. Bard casts the Infiltrator. Okay. And we still don't have anything worth grabbing. So we'll take the draw here. Okay, not terrible, not terrible. Begin combat, swing with the Largoyf. No blocks. Second Goyf. Opponent's down to 3. All of our bolts, sadly, are in exile. But I think we've got this game won. Not gonna say that we do until damage has been dealt. Or not game, match. But it's looking pretty promising here. Taking down what looks to be blue-black rogues. This deck is definitely a think tank, though. But I do like the whole, we can go on the mid-range with the Goyfs and the Uro plan. They're tapping down for something. Or we can go with the mill plan. Having those just attacking on two completely separate axes and it playing rather nicely together. Seems pretty good. And clings the Goyf in the yard to gain 3 life. Sure. You go to 6. My 4/5s are not looking pretty for you. We don't have anything in hand, which isn't great for us, but hey. This, ooh. Plop, plop, plop. We don't have enough to do everything we want off of this Uro. So we'll begin with just attacking with everyone. Assuming one of these gets blocked. Then green, blue 1. Good ol' Euro. Do that. It'll be sacrificed, but then we get draw and possibly land into play. It's the surgical. I mean, sure. Doesn't. I still have 2 Goyfs out. Would you look at that? I'm good. Then we do this. Get ourselves an island. Opponent's conceded. Now that field's online and we make 4 field tokens. There we go. Taking it down. And I will see you guys for match 2. All right, here we are with match number 2. Let's see how we can continue. Mulligan this. It's pretty decent if we had more than 1 land, but we do not. And this is a keep strictly from the aspect of it's got everything we want. What are we putting on bottom? That's a tricky one. Because, like, if they fetch... We'll put Uro on bottom. That feels weird. But at the same time... So this will go get ourselves a Steam Vent, so that way we can play Ren and 6 on turn 2. And be fine with our lands for forever. Hope our opponent fetches here. Black Cleave Cliffs. That's not good, because that means this is a Thoughtseize or an Inquisition. Or push. Okay. I'm fine with push. Ren and 6. Put Scalding Tarn into hand, pass the turn. Opponent shocks in a Blood Crypt. And plays what? Kroxa? Channeler. Okay. Oh, well, there's a fun one. So you, this, you do this, go get ourselves what? The Triome. Just keep our island count extremely high here. Yeah, Goyf will constantly be fluctuating between a 3-4 and a 2-3 at the moment. But that's fine. Yes. Thank you, opponent. Opponent activated the Bloodstained. What we dropping? Blood Moon. Non-basic lands are mountains. Well, that's no fun. Okay. Non-basic lands are mountains. We no longer have access to blue mana. That's a 6/7. Oh, nice. We hit one of their swamps. I think this list typically plays 2 swamps, so they won't be able to Kroxa. That's great for us. And 4 at Ren and Stumpy. Sounds good. Ren and 6 goes down to 2. They'll deal 1 upstairs. Hit him for 6. As push. Of course. Okay, so Blood Moon we need to watch out for, meaning Set Adrift, Truth, and Gusts can all come in. I'm not a big fan of Gusts, so we probably won't bring that in. However, Ashiok's, Set Adrifts, Echoing Truths, and EE even can all come in here. Does not look terrible. That's going after us. Okay. We go down to 12. And a Hazaret comes down. Ooh, how interesting. That ping. Plan to do that. Ren and 6. Ping. We're 3 bolts away. Problem is they have a 2-turn clock on us. So it looks like Blood Moon will do them their dirty work because we got greedy with the Triome instead of getting a blue mana. Would it have mattered? Not really. I don't know what they've drawn versus what they haven't since they played the Blood Moon. A Braid? Yeah. Gets themselves down to 1. I don't get why you wouldn't just double pay. Opponent just likes missing lethal. Because if instead they had activated Hazaret twice here, you would hit me for, I believe it's 2 each? Yes. So you would hit me for 4 with Hazaret, and then you would have hit me for 9, which would have been 13. So opponent just likes missing lethal. That's fine by me. Gives me more cards to see. Well, there's our island. I could even kick her. No, I can't. I don't have double blue. Still 8 more. See a bit more. So they do run a good amount of swamps. This list has 4. Note that. They are fans of the card swamp. And again, they're just... I'm empty-handed. Why are we not ending this game? I guess because they're trying to figure out more of what I'm doing. Well, that's a nice card. We will go ahead and concede. Ashioks come in. Set Adrift, Echoing Truth comes in. Mesmeric Orb can come out. Bolts can come out. They have Pyromancer. I didn't see any Skelementals there, so I'm not too afraid of them having discard. They have Inquisition and Thoughtseize. I don't necessarily know if that's what we want. If we want to be bringing in Veil for that. EE doesn't seem bad. Because, like, they've got Pyromancer tokens. They've got Pyromancer itself at 3. They've got Channeler. Then they've also got Blood Moon, so it's more Blood Moon removal. We just need to fetch more for our basics next time. We will shave a crab and a visions here. Actually, no, we'll shave. We'll shave an extractions and the visions. No. Trap. Okay, there we go. I would love to play first. We've got Scapeshift. We can get Tarn down. It's not phenomenal. It's not awful, but it's not great. Because we don't have a way to get green mana against a Blood Moon. Well, we keep this. Bottom of Visions. We're a land off, which feels awkward. But hey. You know, you can never really do everything. Of course, let me guess. Fetch Thoughtseize. Yep. Well, do they take the Set Adrift, or do they take an Uro, or do they take the Crab? Like, this is the problem. You either expose Crab to hand disruption, or you expose Crab to removal. Odds are they have them both anyway. Yep, they take the Crab. Makes sense. Play a land, pass the turn. We will be cycling this visions on our on their end step to try to find ourselves land number 3. Another Mire. Gets a Blood Crypt this time. Shocks it in. Channeler. Croxa. Okay. We'll put a Titan into the yard. Cycle with visions. Awesome. So, hurts us a bit, but that's fine. And play out the arrow. Arrow doesn't escape. Do that. Play our land. Pass the turn. And we have access to all of our colors if they try to Blood Moon. Question is, what's more important? Blue, blue, or green, green? We can't get green, green. Tarn doesn't get green. And so, that's our answer. Blue, blue. Okay, there's the delta. And they go a searching. Probably get themselves a second swamp here. Blood Moon. Yeah, we kind of figured that was happening. Do this. Get ourselves an island. Blood Moon happens. Surgical extraction, huh? So green, red, Ren. Then we have to delve everything for Set Adrift. Not phenomenal. But we can do this, do that, pick up the Scalding Tarn, play our mountain. And then stop on their draw step. Get rid of Groxa. So, Blood Moon, Pyromancer. Okay, nothing to be afraid of. And they got an E. Okay. Nothing too scary from them at this point. Dot seizes away the Set Adrift. Yeah, you already knew about this card. So we now need a way to get to green. Pyromancer comes down. They pitch their Channeler? Or no, it was a Blood Moon. Like, I know we know this card. I just couldn't think of what it was. A Ruin Crab. We don't have double green, double blue. But we do have blocker. Actually, let's ping away the elemental token. Pass the turn. Red black, probably channeler. Dreadbore. Okay, well, makes me glad that we got rid of the token. Double Dreadbore. Okay. Okay. We go down to 16. Triome. At this point, I'd rather draw. Well, that's no good. Another Pyromancer draws them 2. They come in for 2. We go down to 14. They're at 11. We draw ourselves a blocker. Hazaret. Okay, so they've got a 2-turn clock on us. This ain't good. Block there, take 7. Block there, take 4. Maddening. Well, L19. Not phenomenal. Seeing we're still dead on board to everything that they've got, unless we can hit ourselves a forest here. Okay, so we'll be at 1. No, because they double activate. We block and then we take 4, go down to -1. All right, losing to red-black mid-range. Not surprising. Blood Moon is kind of a card we were planning to try to avoid. Almost got there though. We weren't gonna draw anything though. Okay. 1-2 so far. Or 1-1. See you guys in match 3. All right, match number 3 has been found. We won the die roll. Man, hand looks great, other than it's missing something. This is keepable. We don't do a lot, but we do get this Scapeshift pretty quick. So we can bottom that. Play Misty past turn. We could get what? I guess it's Tarn? It's actually probably the Triome first. We wait and we see what they're doing. Okay, so burn. Haggle. Dredge. Okay. Mill's probably not what we want to be doing against Dredge. So that'll be fun. Do this, go get ourselves the Triome. That red and 6, green and red. Bring down the Narcomoeba past the turn. It's funny though here, because Scapeshift might be exactly what we need. We go crab, we go Scapeshift. Burrow. Put Misty into hand. We'll do this. We'll do like so. We'll do this. Have that happened. Earl will get sacrificed. We gain some life. We'll play out this. Yeah. We'll be able to crab a fetch Scapeshift next turn. Yeah, you get to Creeping Trill. So this is 3. This will be 15 plus a bit more. Okay, so they get their Narcomoeba triggers and their prized amalgam stuff. "26 cards in the library. This is 3, so play this. Land for turn, mills 3, mills 3 more. So that's mill 6 plus mill 15. So we're what? A turn away? Scapeshift is sack all of our lands, get that many lands. So 5, so 15 off of Scapeshift plus 2 more is 21. That's not enough. We can ping this guy. It's a 3/1, so it reduces them. We do that. We can now burrow again, gain some life. Try to draw ourselves another card. We draw ourselves another fetch land, which is exactly what we need. So next turn we can... Yeah. Next turn we've got Scapeshift online. We take 3 here, or we take 10 here. We go down to 12. And they have no cards in library. This will be a fun one. I don't think they run any instant removal, do they? Brennan 6 dies. We go to 15. Oh, baby. That's not the play you wanted to make. Conflag pitch hand. Yep, conflag pitch hand. We go down to 8. Oh, and that was a chill. So there's 1 chill in the yard, so we only have to deal with 2 chills hitting us, which is 6. There we go. Starting off with the crab. Opponent's so confused. Do that. Save targets. Always yield. You can only fetch once. Do this. Get ourselves a island here. They mill over. That, you, this, float a blue. Scapeshift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Always yield the field of the dead. There we go. Get your prize amalgams back, sure. No cards in hand, no cards in deck. Get Scapeshifted, Dredge. Game 1. All right. So, Dredge. Normal mill plan is out. Ashioks are in. Explosives aren't terrible. Bolts are in. I don't like extraction, but it's a good way to deal with like prized amalgams and stuff. So we'll keep those. Those are just going to be too hard to activate, so that's why we're cutting those first. Echoing Truth's not bad, especially considering how he puts it back to their hand, which makes it very hard for Dredge to deal with. Take out the orbs. Run it like so. Yeah, we'll try it. So it's interesting. It's only one land. So we kind of sort of just have to mulligan. And now we don't do much. But we've got 2 key pieces of interaction. Plus redraw, plus that. So we keep this. Bottom the breeding pool. I'll let him go. Copper line into Shriekhorn. Sounds good. Kills themselves 2. Hits a Narcomoeba. Ooh, that's nice. Of course, they're real good. Does that allow us to Triome into Shockland? Okay, they mill 2 on their upkeep, hit a Leyline of the Void and a Cathartic Reunion. Interesting. Okay, Amalgam there is worth hitting. Cathartic, pitches 2, pitches chill. So we could take the life from the loam here and stop them from being able to dredge. However, we'll let them dredge. Let them put triggers onto the stack here and then decide what we're doing from there. So they hit 2 creeping chills. Interesting. So cast, if we cast on a creeping chill, they can't exile. They don't gain life, so they would only get the 1 Narcomoeba and the prized amalgam. So their hand is another reunion. Ooh, that's not going to be fun to deal with. Another reunion. Okay, so then what they have to gain at this point is Smiting Helix, which looks to be a 1 of. So those silver smotes are never coming back. We just have the amalgam to worry about. Neat. Coif is also a 5/6, by the way. So the amalgam's not too worrisome at this point. Narcomoeba comes back. Amalgam comes back. Those creeping chills are in exile, so we don't take damage from them. They can smack us for 1 here if they so please. We could bet shock. I don't like that line. So we're going to do this. We're going to get our Triome here. Okay. Breeding Pool, we'll shock this in. Green, green, Goify boy. Okay. Upkeep, I'm assuming they hit themselves with the horn. They don't. And they do in main phase. Okay. Goif is now a nice big ol' 6/7. I don't see anything in the yard that I'm afraid of. So they get to do this. They then pitch 2 cards. Mill themselves some more. Hopefully they hit a lot of prized amalgams and everything gets to Echoing Truth. Bounce them all. Ox. Okay. Interesting. Narcomoeba. 1 Narcomoeba, 1 prized amalgam. Okay. Interesting. Those come out, but that doesn't change the fact that this Visions is now draw 3. They have 15 cards left in the deck. $20 or more. They don't have a way to exile a card. Okay. Well, let's start with the Visions. Draw 3. Surgical. How do we seriously not hit a single land drop there? And this puts us to 7. At this point, it's hold. They mill a bit. They go to begin combat. They turn them all sideways. We will go ahead and bolt the ox. And block an amalgam. We take 6, go to 6. Opponent tries to do things with the ox here. That's going to be a mistake. Boom. Pick up 3. Pop, pop, pop. Yep. A fetch land is what we want off the top here. Yeah, there's no more creeping chill, so we don't have to worry about dying to those. Don't ox, opponent. Don't ox. This is going to be a mistake. Opponent's oxing. Cool. They pitch their hand. Try to find things. Oh, they just took 3 draws. Okay. Okay. So crab land pass gives us an out of well, they haven't. Could we? No, we need the Echoing Truth, so it is just we can only play 1 crab. There we go. Mill them for 3. Then we have blockers and an Echoing Truth. They again take a natural draw. Blast zone on 1. Okay. Turns them all sideways. Echoing Truth, the amalgam. Oh yeah, they have Smiting Helix still. Thought seizes us. Okay. Because, like, these are lethal. This gets me out of their lethal range. Is Smiting Helix an instant or sorcery? Blast Zone, blow up the crab. Okay. Crab gets blown up. Then they have 3. I just Googled that and I didn't even pay attention to what the answer was. Smiting Helix, Modern Horizons, sorcery. Okay. Renin 6. That's game. Crap. Red, green, Renin 6. Uptick, Misty Rainforest. Play this. Mill opponent. Yep. And there we go. Taking down Dredge, surprisingly, with Temur Scapeshift. All right. See you guys in match 4. All right, match number 4 is here. It's been found. We won the die roll. Opponent wish us good luck. Telling them good luck to them as well. We'll go ahead and keep this. I don't know if they're going to be a... I don't know what kind of deck they're going to be, so we're going to go ahead and just get a basic forest here. And pass the turn, just so that way, if they're a Blood Moon deck, we have access to all 3 of our colors. Okay, so they're Bant, not Blood Moon. Good to note, good to note. Do this, play out a Goyf, pass the turn. They have 3 mana now, which is not great for us. Burrow. Really don't want to cast this Maddening now. So they don't have access to green, green, blue, blue right now. However, I'm not the fan that they could gain access to it. That Renin 6 is terrible for us. So we will Field of the Dead and pass the turn. I mean, we'll get in for Goyf damage. So there's the green, green, blue, blue anyway. Leads with a Stoneforge. Well, that makes sense. They can't Uro, they don't have the cards. Because I'm not thinking. Sword of Feast and Famine. Okay. And then they play out another Noble. Okay. Ruin Crab, huh? So that would give them exactly enough. And at that point, let's hit the go all in plan button. You, this crab, yield that, this maddening. What is having to think on this one? Okay, they mana leak it. That's fine. Swing with the Goyf. And then they pass the turn. Now they're gonna exile most of their yard, keeping land probably. Yeah, they activate, put in Sword of Feast and Famine. I know. We're not looking good against this deck. We really aren't prepared for it. Equips to a Hierarch. Interesting. Hollowed Fountain. Of course. So we will lose our crab here in exchange to not have them feast and famine things. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. So this we can fetch before Steam Vents. Get ourselves the island and the red mana. Red, green, red and 6. And at this point we can go ahead and ping off this Hierarch. And that has pro green, so we swing in for 4. Alright. And I'll be right back. My dog's chewing on something she's not supposed to. It's got one too. Well, looks like I didn't miss anything. Opponent's still deciding what to pitch to this arrow because I see green, green, blue, blue tapped. All right, sounds good. They shrink Goyf down to a 3/4. Okay. Assuming that's okay. I mean, makes sense. I forget what its abilities are. Oh, I have to discard a card. Oh no. And we have to discard a land when I have a Ren 6 active. Whatever will I do? Archive Trap. That's a fun one. Yep. That, we'll put that on top. And then we will put a Rainforest into hand. Pass the turn. So there are no instants. So instant, sorcery, planeswalker / enchantment, artifact. Those are the 3 that we're looking for. That's coming at us. This is also coming at us. So they draw off of Uro. Try to archive trap them. See if we can grow Goyf enough to be able to block Uro. Is our hope with this. This grew to a 4/5. Not enough to really block Uro, but at the same time, we kind of sort of have to block Uro. Oh no, we discard the land. This uptick, pick up the Misty. Play Misty, Field of the Dead. We'll yield to this. We'll go get ourselves what? Snow-covered forest? Yeah. They already know that we drew this. So we'll kick it to mill half their library. Opponent's deciding if they want to let this resolve or not. Figuring that they don't. They let it go through. So you get to see a bit more of what their deck is. Looks to be just a Bant Stoneblade type thing. Queller and Teferi are going to be a bit of an issue. We don't play too much at instant speed. Okay, Brazen Borrower plus Spell Queller here. No? Okay. So we block Uro. They give Uro, which is exactly what we didn't want them to do. Okie doke. Gust and Truths I want in. Ashiok's I want in. They don't really counter. They've got a good amount of permanence on 3, so EE doesn't look terrible. Bolts can deal with their spell quellers, so we want these 9 in. That's a lot. I like the orbs in this matchup. Trap is all right. I think we'll shave a trap here. Shave a couple maddening. Shave on 2 Hedron crabs. Because we don't really need the self-targeting stuff. That'll make room. I know we want the Ashioks. I know we want the bolts. And Aether Gust isn't terrible. I mean, it really only stops Uro. Means we need to find 2 more for these engineered explosives. It's probably a Visions and like an Uro of our own. Yep. That's what we'll try. Let's see how we do. I would love to take the play. Yeah, we snap keep this. Lead off with that crab. Last turn. Windswept. Okay. What, we pathing? Assuming this is a path. Neat. Get ourselves a normal island. We draw a red and 6. Oh, what a draw. Hedron crab. This, that, do that. Save targets. Always yield. And we'll go ahead and just grab the Triome. There's the Batter Skull. That's pretty good. And no Uro yet. Alright. Aw, they have the other path. Okay. I guess if you want to ramp us, we can ramp. Red, green, red and 6. Have the Force of Negation. Pitched Brazen Borrower. Cool. See, it's a bit unfortunate that we flooded out. Mainly because they had all the stuff to exile everything. Sure, Sword of Fire and Ice is down. We draw ourselves an archive trap. Okay. Noble Hierarch? Yeah. Equips the sword. Sure. Pro blue, pro red. And they go fetching. They fetched. I'm a dumb. Archive trap him. Okay, still, really? Still? Okay. Opponent seems to have just gotten rid of all of their arrows. Interesting call by opponent. What, 3 at us? And then 2 damage to any target and they draw. 2 to Ren. Why would you not kill Ren in 6? Because it's damage to a player, isn't it? Yep. Paying costs here. Stoneforge. Yeah. And Sword of Feast and Famine. Do this, do Mystic Sanctuary, get back Archive Trap. Misty do that. It's an instant, it doesn't matter when I cast it. All that matters is they don't have the counterspell for it. So it's a 4/5 that's gonna do a lot. And it's coming at my face. Archive Trap while they have no mana. Ashiok. Before that resolves, do this. I'm gonna put a Mystic Sanctuary And then we're going to put the archive trap on top, so that way you have to mill me. Sadly, we don't have a way to draw a card here, which absolutely sucks for us. Ouch. Hit an Uro and an Ashiok of our own. They have Bop. We need Maddening Cacophony off the top. Visions might do it. That's a fun one. The Field of the Dead. Always yield the field. Ruin Crab, because order does not matter, apparently, to us. And a Goyf. And we'll go ahead and ping the bird. Problem is, we're dead to the Hierarch. Because pro blue, pro black, pro green. Sure, you landed a Teferi. Because you wanted to add insult to injury. Was dead to the card on board. Uptick mills us. Ooh, hits the Splendid Wreck too. Yep, Exalted Trigger, and we die. Because none of our things can block it. And let's see. Okay. We weren't going to be able to get there. That's all that matters. 2-2. Let's see if we can end with a 3-2 win. Or if we're going to go 2-3. See you guys for match 5. All right, final match of the league here has been found. We won the die roll. We will gladly take the play and cannot cast what it's got in it. And this hand, however, is pretty decent. We'll keep it bottom the Mystic Sanctuary and lead off with what? Scalding Tarn to go get Triumph? I actually think it is lead off with Scalding Tarn to go get Snow Covered Island, but not on our main phase. But not until their turn. Okay, Breeding Pool tapped. Go ahead and do this. Get ourselves Island. Upkeep Dreer. Mr. Krabby Crab. Do this. We'll actually hit ourselves here once. Just once on ourselves, though. No need to go too hard on the self-mill. Growth Chamber bounce passes turn. Okay. Do that. Crab. Okay, yeah, that's what we thought. That's not gonna be fun. Do that. Arrow gets sacked. We'll put land into play. Not pay the life and mill ourselves, so that way we have Uro next turn. Cool. So they have 3 here, and now what? Zeus comes down. Yep. So the problem is they don't have any amulet effect right now. Castle comes out. Okay. upkeep we draw a crab, which is actually interesting. So we go ahead and we play down this crab. We do this. We hit opponent. Mill. Do this again, get ourselves a blue source. Do we have 3 other islands? We do. So we could get Mystic Sanctuary. It's untapped. Island that. This can get Maddening. Yes. And then they mill. Now we go green, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do it like so. Triggers. They have 35 cards left in deck. Yep, here comes prime time. Again, they don't have an amulet, so we're not too afraid of prime time here. That feels so weird to say. So they searched, so that turns trap online. Asuva and... Okay. Breeding pool, shocked in. Growth chamber. Want to mill you. They bounce the castle, they explore. Cruel turf, again, has to bounce something. Please let us hit a Scapeshift off this Visions. Okie doke. We draw. Opponent conceded. Why? You might have been able to start running away the game with prime time there. We would have drawn... Nope. We would have drawn Orb. We would have played Orb. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 15. They'd have 3 cards left in deck. And we would have drawn off of Visions. For those 3, we'd play out Triome. Yeah, we'd play out Triome. We'd Orb. They'd have 3 cards left in deck. Yep. Yeah. Okie doke. Facing Scapeshift, I know I want the Ashioks. I'm assuming this is actual. Well, not Scapeshift, this is Titan, and they actually have Azusa's, so bolts aren't terrible here. Neither is EE, because they have lots on 3. Surgical's fine. We can shave a Visions, shave a Vision, shave an Uro. I like those cards. They do enough searching that I don't want to cut traps. We could cut a Cacophony or 2. Then shave a crab each. Yeah. Yep. 'Tis what we shall do. Nope. Sure, just because of how strong this can be in combination. Let me see. There's the amulet. And so now we have a problem. Let's hope they can't turn to us here. Okay, so no turn 2 from them. They seem to have a pretty good start, however. Shock that in. Maddening, see what we hit off of these 8. I'm kind of okay with hitting that Valakut. Just because I don't like Valakut. Interesting, it's a 1-of in the deck. So what we're missing now is prime time, but they have the pact to go get it. Okay. They also have an Emrakul. So this surgical gets to be saved for that. Okay. So they have Cavern, they have Summoner's Pact and 1 unknown. Okay, there's the Summoner's Pact. I'm assuming this goes and gets Dryad prime time. Because they can untap. Yep. They drew the Growth Chamber. They don't have the red. Which is a bit unfortunate. When primetime comes down, they get their red to give their primetime haste. And I'm assuming they start going to town with this. They have the double strike land? I don't think so. So we're going to be a bit too slow for this deck when it has this good of a start. Yep. Gonna be able to make 6 mana here and transmute to go get more mana. That bounces. They can give their guy haste. They can transmute for some pact. Pact of negation. Yep. Prime time comes in. We'll be taking 6 unless they have the double strike land, and then we'll be taking 12, going down to 2 and not having a way to deal with it. So surprise, surprise, we have a hard time dealing with a turn 3 prime time. Who would have thunk? Ghost Quarter and Bajuka Bog. Interesting. They bog themselves. So that way I can't eat any more from their hand. I mean, I guess since we're dead anyway. Just want to see if I hit anything. See if I can bait out the active negation. Nope, didn't bait out the pact. Okie doke. We sadly lose to the prime time. Because this hits us for 6, we go down to 6. We now need a blocker. We're not going to be able to draw one. Orb's fun. Maybe I can get them to summon it to attack the orb. Nope. Okay. I mean, they have the mana to pay for it. We'll make sure that they do pay for it, and then we'll concede. Always yield to the orbs. Hey, look, there's a prime time. Yep, they paid for it. And I'm not gonna make them go through the fact that they just have to turn their prime time sideways. Aether Gust, green permanents. Shave on that. My issue is we saw that they ran an Emrakul there. So we go a lot lighter on the mill plan. Let's actually take those. Let's take out an EE, bring back in the Maddening. All right. Final game of the final match. Down to the wire here. Let's see if we're going to end up winning and going 3-2 or losing and going 2-3. And you'll get my thoughts at the end. Got the Triumph, we got an Orb, we got a Forest. We snap this off. Got the Ashiok, we've got an Orb, we've got a Crab, we've got a Goyf. No. There's so much to love. Our issue is we don't currently have a way to cast Ashiok. But that's okay. Alright. They played out an Amulet. Upkeep, we draw not what we wanted. Hey, there's a Summoner's Pact. Okay. So they're floating the green. Could they have? It's possible that they have the turn 2 here, and this orb doesn't matter. Well, they don't have a way to turn 2, but they could turn 2 Titan. Could they? No. No. Because the Zeus would only give them 2 additional, which would only give them 4 mana. So we're hoping to hit a blue source here so we can Ashiok. Rot Farm. That's an interesting one. Yep. And then we... What are the odds of hitting double Summoner's Pact off the top? Then they explore. They can play an additional land. They play the forest. And then they explore again. Okay, there's the castle. So we mill ourselves 2 here. Ouch, it had to be a land, didn't it? Okay. Let's go ahead and see if they've got the Summoner's Pact. Okay. So their hand is hot nothing. They now have to naturally draw into their prime time. All right. We're not in a terrible spot. And play out the Goyf, pass the turn. Hey, there we go. EE on 2? Yeah. We got rid of the EE in their hand. There's the Grazer. And they ramp. And yep. Onto land, they untap there. We seriously need a blue source. Aether Gust. Boo hiss. Okay, copy the Triome. I guess because they have a field. Can we please draw a land at some point, deck? Like, I mean, we have a 6/7 Goyf, so I can't complain. But, ouch. Yeah, there's the Dryad. So now any land off the top here is great for us. Oh no, it has to be a blue source for us. Dryad's not symmetrical. Okay. Always yield to the crab. Swing for 6. Blocks with the Grazer, sounds good. Blue 1, Ashiok. And we don't downtick? Like there's no need to downtick ever? Okay, another amulet. Fine by me. Upkeep, we draw bolts. That's a fun one. Swing for 6. Then they take the damage. Blue, green, green. Arrow. And no lands. Fun. Yeah, well, pass here. Cavern names Giant. Names Fushino. Okay. That is green, green, blue, blue, +6 with arrow. So let's go to combat first. Swing with our Goyf boy. Opponent goes to 8. Shock this in. Green, green, blue, and blue. Play out the arrow. Eat our own yard away. Arrow comes in. We do arrow things, and yeah, we'll just leave the yard. Again, not afraid of anything that they could be doing. Ghost Quarter sounds fun. Upkeep, we have access to double red. We bolt this Dryad out of the way, and that should be game. Bolt, bolt. There we go. Taking down Amulet Titan with Temur Escape Crab. I'll see you guys in the conclusion. All right, so we tried something a bit different today. It was fun. It's definitely got some tuning to do, but there's definitely something here. I really like the whole Goyf Uro package and Mill package. Being able to Scapeshift that dredge opponent was hilarious. There's probably some work to be done on the mana base here to make the Field of the Dead a bit more consistent. All in all, it's a pretty fun deck. I liked the Ren and 6. I liked everything this deck was doing. Might look at more removal or more counter magic and less of the mill plan. Just like ditch the archive traps and the maddening cacophony and keep these 13 mill cards of the crabs and the orbs and turn these into more counter magic-ish stuff. By doing that, you gain access to things like the Cryptic Lock using Mystic Sanctuary. So definitely something to look at over these. We'll mess around and see what we can come up with. I had fun with this, and there'll probably be a couple iterations. Let me know if you guys want to see those, or if you just want to see one, and then if I ever do good with it again, more. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one.